Jadon Sancho's name was chanted at Old Trafford for the first time when he made his Manchester United return in February. After a difficult few months away from the first team, the player made an appearance from the bench against Nottingham Forest, and the grin etched across his face was visible from the Stretford end as he entered the field to replace Antony. Sancho had last played in October, and the reception he received was heartwarming. After the final whistle, he made sure to walk to each corner of the ground to express his gratitude, and he was one of the last to leave the pitch. He sent a massive thank you on social media to fans for their support, and it was hoped the winger could kick on from that moment. Everyone connected with the club has been desperate for Sancho to succeed, but it just hasn't worked out so far. Next week, it will be 4 months since Sancho made that return, and it has been more of the muddling same for him throughout that period. The theme of his time in Manchester has been flashes of brilliance without any sustained consistency. Although there have been glimpses of Sancho's ability in his almost 2 years at United, the overwhelming feeling is that he's been disappointing. This was a player that was widely considered one of Europe's most exciting young talents after all. Sancho contributed 50 goals and 64 assists in 137 appearances for Borussia Dortmund. The German media could hardly believe the talent they were watching blossom at the Signal Iduna Park, and the £72.9 million fee United paid for him seemed a coup. For comparison, Sancho has recorded just 11 goals and 5 assists in 76 appearances for United, and based on that current rate of performance, he'd need to play over 500 games to reach the numbers he produced for Dortmund. The truth is, Sancho will be fortunate to even reach 150 appearances for Manchester United if he doesn't improve. The concern also stretches beyond his lackluster output, as he often looks short on confidence and incapable of beating a fullback. He's not doing enough in matches to retain a starting role, and he's become an enigma, switching between different positions. He was signed to play on the right wing, but he's better on the left, which is where Marcus Rashford is undroppable. The emergence of Alejandro Garnacho this season has also complicated matters, as Sancho has slipped down the pecking order on that side. Garnacho is everything he isn't. The youngster is pacey, direct, and a threat to the opponent. In the absence of Rashford, who was unavailable due to sickness, Sancho started on the left against Bournemouth last weekend, but Garnacho did more in just a few minutes when eventually replacing him from the bench in that game. Garnacho breaking into the team and immediately getting supporters off their seats has not been a good look for Sancho. He's made the transition to the first team with relative ease, whilst Sancho is still flattering to deceive after almost 2 years. Of course, the player had to spend time away this season, and that should be factored into the assessment of his campaign, but in the 4 months since his return in the League Cup, he's still not looked close to his optimum level. Will that player ever be seen in a United shirt? That's a question only Sancho can answer. His goal against Tottenham last month was outstanding, and it evoked memories of the rising Dortmund star with a burgeoning reputation across Europe. That suggests he can be a success, but the patience of Erik ten Hag and supporters is beginning to be tested. The club expertly and sensitively handled Sancho's predicament in the winter months, and they need to see more in return. Including the FA Cup final against Manchester City. There are 3 games remaining this season, and if Rashford is fit, it would be a genuine surprise if Sancho started any, although he can still have an important role to play from the bench. After that final at Wembley, the players will be given the opportunity for a summer holiday, and they'll report for pre-season in July. There will be trips to Edinburgh, Oslo and America for friendlies, and a solid pre-season could be key for Sancho. There are 80 days from now until the start of next season, and Sancho must get himself physically and mentally prepared for the best season of his career at United. Otherwise, it seems most likely to be his last campaign at the club. Sancho will want to hear his name chanted by supporters at Old Trafford again. Only he can make that happen.